Hello, and welcome to day 12 of training like Ronnie Coleman every day for 50 days. We're almost at the 2-week mark, so whoever is still watching, thank you. Today, the plan is just to meal prep. This is rest day. This is the last day of the week, so we're gonna be meal prepping potatoes, chicken, rice. That's it. We went to the grocery store. We got fries, 2 whole packs of chicken, and 10 pounds of potatoes. So we're also gonna be cooking off rice too. But I'm gonna give a quick summary on the week, or quick summary on today. I weighed in around 166 pounds, still maintaining weight, which is weird. But for me to actually gain weight, I need to get to around 3,600 calories, and how much food I've been eating, I'm getting around there. So theoretically, I should be gaining half to a pound a week. It's still early to tell whether or not the diet is contributing to weight gain or not, but I know what it is contributing to: fatigue, nausea, and an overall terrible experience so far. My wife could attest to this. This is probably the worst I've felt in a long time. Yesterday I was sick again, so we've gotten fairly sick twice in 12 days, which is not good. Probably because of the lack of fiber and lack of vitamins in the diet. So I don't know what else to say. And the fake cheese, man. The fake cheese is destroying me. Anyway, the plan for today, we're gonna meal prep. I already said that. What am I saying right now? Okay, so first step, oh shoot. I got cast irons in here from last week's meal prep. Well, that's not entirely the greatest situation. Okay. I'll just leave it there for now. Potatoes. Potatoes on the tray. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I actually can't believe it's the 3rd time I'm doing this. You gotta wash the potatoes. There's no dirt on them. Nice and wet. I'm gonna put these in the oven just to dry out so I can get the seasoning on them. So while those are drying out, I wanna give a quick recap of this week. So I'm gonna use this meal prep episode as kind of a recap on what we did, how we did it, that kind of thing. I'm pretty sure I said that weird. So in terms of overload, I stayed pretty steady. So what I mean by that is I didn't overload at all, which I guess doesn't mean steady. I don't know what I'm saying. I didn't overload, but I maintained strength. And I don't know if that is just because my body's still getting used to the new lifestyle/diet routine situation going on. I have had a problem with sleep in the past week just because of the dog and working and everything like that. But theoretically, it really shouldn't, it shouldn't keep me from training, because Ronnie Coleman, when he was training, he was getting split 3 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep every night. It's not sustainable for me. So that's gonna be a challenge. I'm not following his sleeping schedule. I'm just following his diet and his training routine, along with all like the little things like cardio, 2 hours of cardio every day, that kind of thing. But I'm not following his sleep routine, but it's almost like I am starting to accidentally. That's not good. So in back to the overload thing, I'm not exactly sure why that's happening, but I'm gonna give it maybe another week or two to kind of draw a conclusion for my body specifically. In terms of weight, we've maintained weight, which is good. I actually expected to lose a lot of water weight throughout this experience, but I haven't yet. And the reason I say that is because we're not really eating as much carbohydrates as I would usually do in a training setting. And I thought that because I wasn't intaking very many carbs, as much carbs as I would usually use, I would lose water weight, but I haven't. So I don't know. Long story, long ramble, ADHD sentences, whatever. The conclusion is I don't exactly know where all of the nutrients and stuff from my body is affecting my performance yet, because it's so early on. I know that for this series, the question is really, is his workout routine lucrative? Does his workout routine work? I would say for a dedicated individual, so far, yeah, for bodybuilding it would work. But for any other lifestyle choice outside of bodybuilding, it doesn't appear to be a good training routine for the average person. So, okay, while these potatoes are still drying, oh my gosh. So while these potatoes are still drying, we're gonna do the chicken. The way that I'm thinking of doing the chicken is honestly just boiling it, because we used a ton of pans last week and I'm trying to honestly save on dishes. So I'm gonna plop these in this pot, put a ton of aromatics, spices, things like that, and kind of hope and pray that it tastes good. It's probably gonna be easier to store when it's shredded. It's gonna be easier to weigh when it's shredded. I don't know how easy it's gonna be to eat, but granted, we will see. So I know that Ronnie probably wouldn't change up his cooking methods, but I'm just going to this is all an experiment anyway. I'm gonna change it up a little bit for experiment's sake. See if there is a better way to do this than just roasting or boiling plain or anything like that. I do this technique with pork and I don't think it's gonna have the same effect, but I call it's the white trash Kahlua pork. So I'll do like a good amount of salt in there. Again, it's gonna be boiling in this, so I wanna make sure that there's a good amount of salt in there for electrolytes and everything. And then I'm just gonna put enough water in there to cover it. So water, okay, so right now it's just water and salt. I am going to put a touch of vinegar in there to help break down the chicken a little bit more. I use that in a lot of like adobo recipes. That's why there's vinegar and marinades, is to help break down the chicken. Then we can do some spices. I'm gonna put onion powder. I like onion powder. I think it adds like a nice flavor in there. So I'm gonna do a good amount of onion powder, garlic powder. Of course, the humidity is making this a rock, which is fine. And then I'm gonna do a touch of lemon pepper in there. And then this is probably gonna be one that makes it the white trash Kahlua pork method, is I'm gonna actually put a little bit of liquid smoke in there. It's a really ratchet white trash way to make something taste like it's been smoked. But I don't exactly have the means to smoke chicken. Because if I did, oh my gosh, I would be out there smoking. It would be jerk chicken. I love jerk chicken, or grilling, that kind of stuff. That would be meal prep every week. But we don't have that. So we're kind of making do with what we have. Okay. So now that we have all that, I'm gonna turn on the heat and kind of let this get to a simmer, cover it, and put it on low for like an hour, hour and a half. Okay, so now I'm going to take the sheet pans out of the oven. I'm sure that these potatoes have been thoroughly dried. Oh, kind of. There's still a little bit of water. That's fine. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Na na na. Okay, put these heat pads down so they don't burn my countertop. So they're kind of dry, they're kind of not. It's okay. But I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on these potatoes, and then we're gonna season them. I'm just gonna do salt and pepper this week. Salt, salt, salt. Okay, I have no pepper. That's great. Mix these around in the oil and salt. Poke some holes in them so they don't explode. Key point. Boop, 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 boop. I need like a dedicated potato poker fork. Okay, this one's ready to go in the oven. I'm gonna it was at 350. I'm gonna put it to 420, just because potatoes can handle a lot of heat for a good amount of time. I do have to say, these potatoes are definitely easier to make than like rice or pasta. So that's probably why he did it, is just, I think his whole methodology was to do as much as possible with as little work as possible. And flavor and like enjoyment of life was not really the goal. It's just to get big. It's just to get big and jacked and eat a ton of grits and eggs. Okay. Oh, I totally bent this fork. Uh-oh. Okay, we're good now. And this is not perfect because no one's perfect, especially me. I'm not perfect. Also, I think we're able to have cornbread because I'm pretty sure he used that in his diet as well while he was bulking. I'm gonna have to do some more research, but you might see some cornbread appear that wasn't there before. And I'm gonna be a happy man because any sort of variety other than just this would be a miracle. All right, okay, so now I'm gonna bring the oven to 425. This is not really at a, so I'm gonna leave this. I am gonna put a lid on it. Just put it on low, kind of just let that go from there. Okay, next thing, which is basically our only other thing. Rice. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting all hyped up with rice. Rice. Okay, boom, right here. So we're gonna do basmati. We get this big bag of basmati still. We're gonna use that. I'm gonna check if that's in the frame. It is. Okay, we're gonna do the same amount we did last week, which I believe we just did 5 cups of raw rice. So that's 2, 4, that's 5 right there. Grateful for rice. I do have to say, rice is definitely easier to get down than potatoes. So kind of interweaving rice and potato and for our starches have been great, to say the least. We always got to rinse the rice. That is key. I always like to have your hand like this and do this because it breaks up the rice less when you clean it. Because what that does is it allows the rice to go in between your fingers and not get crushed. And especially with basmati, since it's a longer grain, it's good not to have crushed rice. It's what they do in sushi bars. I know sushi bars aren't using basmati, but when they're using like short grain, any type of rice that you want to leave the grain mostly intact and they take pride in that, it's like that. So I like to just do it like 3 or 4 times. Now since it's a pressure cooker, I don't want to put a 1-to-1 ratio. I want to do just under it. For regular rice cookers, for basmati, I think 1-to-1 is fine. So that's 2 cups. I'll just do 4 cups instead of 5. The water just gets distributed around the rice differently, and so I want to just make sure that I'm not overcooking it. All right, put it right here. Let's go plug this guy in, shut the lid, rice, I already have it set. 4 minutes preheat, cook it, done. Easy. Check on this chicken. Okay, so rice, potatoes, and chicken are cooking. That's kind of what we have for meal prep. And I'll see you in just a sec. The magic of editing, an hour of cooking I don't even know how to talk. The magic of editing, basically an hour and a half of cooking can turn into that. Food, done. We have over 1 gallon of rice that's cooked off. We have a bunch of chicken, a whole sheet pan of potatoes. This is what we're gonna be eating throughout the week, along with probably some more chicken, more stuff, some beef, the grits and eggs, obviously, and so on. So this is gonna be a short episode just because I'm just meal prepping and getting ready for the week. Tomorrow, we should be getting on to our first exercise of the week. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, if you want to see next week, just click over there. There'll be episode 13. If you want to go back to episode 1, click over there. And I'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow.